Hi everyone, today I am here to bring you a full body Pilates Reformer workout using a wooden dowel. As far as equipment goes for this workout, I'm using a Reformer, and today I've taken the roll down bar off of my Pilates Tower and attached it to my metal clips on my ropes of the Reformer. However, if you do not have that option, you can also have your loops still attached to your ropes and take any sort of wooden or metal dowel and place it into those loops, and it'll have the same effect. As always during this workout, please feel free to modify as necessary, adjust the springs, make this workout your own. When you're ready, gather the equipment you have because this workout starts. All right guys, so I'm all set up. I have 2 heavy and 1 medium spring on my Reformer. My headrest is up, my foot bar is in a high position, and we're gonna start laying on our back. I have attached my roll down bar to my metal clips, and I've just put it in the well for later, so you can do that as well. Come on down onto your back with me. Adjust yourself to the center of the carriage and bring your heels onto the foot bar sit bone distance apart. Reach your arms long by your sides. Reach the crown of your head long and lengthen the back of your neck. Take a breath, inhale here and press the carriage out, and exhale, draw the carriage home. Again, inhale, press out, exhale, pull in. Because the springs are not too heavy here, I'm trying to just make this one continuous movement. So as soon as I come in, I'm pressing out. As soon as I press out, I'm coming in, trying to keep the breath flowing through that movement. Good, let's do 5 more here. Paying attention to the feet, pulling the pinky toes back towards the shins. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. Now as you press out next, I want you to bring your right knee into tabletop. As you come in, replace both heels. Then left knee into tabletop and replace both heels. So we're marching and focusing on finding that perfect placement of the heel on the foot bar before we press back out again. For 8, 7, good, last 4. Try not to look at the feet, but proprioceptively just be aware of where they are in space. Last 1, now whatever foot you're on, let's stay there and press all the way out and in. Even weight through the back of the pelvis. Gaze is soft. Good, 5 more here. 4 more here. Last time. Come in, switch heels, press out and in on this other heel. Nice, last 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Come all the way in and put your toes onto the foot bar. Lift the heels up about halfway. Keep the heels where they are and press all the way out with both feet. Lower the heels under the foot bar. Lift the heels up and come all the way in. Press, lower, lift, return. Press, lower, lift, return. As those heels lift up, and as the heels lower under the foot bar, think about having a little bit of tension in the glutes so that you don't fully just relax the heels down, but you stay in a nice neutral pelvis where the hip bones are pointing straight up to the ceiling as the heels descend. Last 4, and 3, last 1. Now we're going to remove the heel lower for a moment, and we're going to go back to our little march, this time on the toes. So coming in, pressing out, lifting one knee into tabletop, coming in, switching, and bringing the other knee into tabletop. Good, let's do 4 more here. And last one. Now whatever your foot you're on, stay there. Bend the knee, press out, lower the heel, lift the heel. Bend, press, lower, lift. Bend, press, lower, lift. Let's do 4 more. Get that full extension of the calf. 3. The last 2. And 1. Nice. Come in, switch sides. Same thing, other leg. Press out, lower the heel, lift the heel, come in. Press, lower, lift, come in. Nice job. Last 4. Last 2. And 1. Nice job. Bring all 10 toes onto the foot bar, press out, and let's just go for a little jog. Letting one heel at a time drop under the foot bar. Finding some buoyancy through the feet. For 8, 7, last 4, last 2, and 1. Lift the heels, come all the way in. Reach back and take your headrest down. Bring the arches of your feet onto the foot bar about sit bone distance apart. Press the carriage out 1 inch or so. Now keep the carriage still, tuck the tailbone under, let's roll the hips up. Pausing at the top, finding a straight line if possible from the shoulders through the hip bones and through the knees, and then roll the spine back down again. Good, tailbone anchors down, inhale, exhale, roll the spine back up again. Find that straight line, pause at the top, squeeze where the glute meets the hamstring, and then roll the spine back down. Let's do 3 more. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, roll the spine up. Find some awareness of the inner thighs here. And roll the spine down. Last 2. Exhale. Inhale, roll. Last time, exhale. And roll down all the way. Come all the way in. Come all the way up to seated. We're going to change our springs a little bit. So I'm coming down to 1 heavy spring. I'm going to reach down and grab my bar that's in the well. Again, I've attached my bar to my metal clips. And if you don't have that option, again, you can use your loops and then just put a wooden dowel into the loops. Come on down. Now, because I don't have loops, that being said, because I don't have loops, my ropes are a little shorter. As you can see, when the ropes are taut, my hands are way behind my shoulders. So if you are not using this roll down bar and you want to shorten your straps a little bit so that you have a little bit more resistance, you can do that. Okay? From here, grabbing onto the bar nice and wide, bringing it right over the shoulders, widening the collarbones. The knees come into tabletop and you take a breath, inhale. And then exhale. Reach the head, neck, and chest forward. Slide the front ribs down. Pull the knees in and bring that bar over the shins. Then we come on back into tabletop. And again, exhale. And inhale. Staying here. Bringing the knees right back into tabletop. Or if you'd like to, you can extend those legs over the foot bar. And then back in underneath the bar. Nice, let's do 5, 4, last 2, and 1. Head comes down, knees come into tabletop. From here, I want you to bring the bar just a little in front of the shoulders. Squeeze the inner thighs together, keeping the bar still. Inhale the knees over to the right, and then exhale, draw the ribs back down to the mat to bring the knees center. Inhale the knees over to the left, and then exhale, draw the right ribs back down and back to come back center. Let's do a few more side to side here. Inhale, exhale, knees to center, and other way. Exhale, knees to center. So I'm really trying to use my core to bring my knees back in, to eliminate the overarching of the back, and not use my knees, my thighs, or my hip flexors to do the work. Now let's start to move the arms in opposition. So if the knees go to the right, the arms go slightly to the left. We come back through the center and just go right to the other side. Exhale through center, inhale over. Exhale through center, inhale over. One more each way, please. Now bring the bar to one side and the knees to the other. Bring the bar a little bit lower outside the thigh and see if you can lift your head, neck, and chest up here. From here, you're staying still with the torso, and you're just gonna lower that bar down towards the outer hip and up. If you need to put your head down here, go ahead, it's okay. Last 4, 3, and 1. Come back to center, take a breath, inhale. Exhale, rotate the knees to the other side, and here we go again. Head lifted or lowered. We bring the bar down towards the thigh and up towards the shoulders for 6, 5. Squeeze those inner thighs. Last 2. And 1. Come back to center and bring your feet down. From here, you're going to bring the bar a little forward of your shoulders one last time. We've got 2 more exercises to go. So you're going to bring your knees into tabletop here and just start your single leg stretch legs. For 8, 7, soften the front of the ribs down. 6. Last 4. 3, 2, and 1. Now straight legs. Switch, 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 switch. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Okay. So let's carefully come up. Ooh. And we are going to do some kneeling arm work. So I'm going to change my springs a little bit. I'm putting on 2 heavy and a medium total. So 2 reds and a blue are on my machine. This is pretty heavy, so if you feel like it's too heavy, please feel free to adjust. Carefully come up onto your knees. For me, I'm tucking my toes around the back edge of the carriage for stability. I'm really gripping with my feet. I'm going to stand up on my knees, bring my hands wide on my bar, and lean just a teeny bit back. Then when you're ready, you're going to pull that bar to the underside of the chest and extend the arms. Pull, extend. Nice job. This series can also be done seated on the box for the most part. So if you would feel more comfortable sitting, please feel free to adjust. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Extend the arms long. Now we're going to bring our straight arms down to our hips and back forward. So this isn't such a huge range of motion because our thighs are stopping the movement or truncating the movement. I really want you to feel your whole entire core firing up, almost like you're in a plank position. Good, last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that bar back forward. Bring one of your hands to the center of the bar and the other hand forward. Let's do a few single arm rows. The hand is coming towards the rib that's closest to it. Last 3, 2, and 1. Same thing, other side. Grab the center of the bar, and here we go. Pull, pull. Last 4. And 1. Have a seat on your heels for a moment. Turn around so you can take off some springs. So I'm coming down to 1 heavy spring, then I'm coming back into that same position we were just in. I'm going to switch hands one more time. So one of my hands is at the center of the bar, the other hand is forward. From here, we're going to lean back a bit and come on back up. And lean, hinging at the knees, and rise. So you might lean just an inch, you might lean 6. Nice, now you can stay here with just this lean, or you can add an arm reach as you lean back, and arm goes forward as you come up. Bicep by the ear, and rise. Last 3. And 2. And 1 more. Come on up, switch hands. Same thing, other side. Start just with that lean. I'm finding a connection between my rib and my hip. Trying to keep the front of my hip sockets open. Now option, add that arm. Last 3. Last 2. And 1. Nice job. Both hands wide on the bar. Pull the bar into your chest underneath the ribs and just do a little bit of a back extension here. Gaze goes up, sternum goes up, and then come all the way up. Nice. Have a seat on your heels. Turn to an underhand grip so the palms are facing up. Lift the elbows high and now bend into a bicep curl and extend. Nice. If you can, reach that bar just straight to the center of the forehead. Good. You can stay here, hips sitting down on the heels, or you can stand up when the arms straighten and sit down or hover the hips as the arms bend. Come up, bend and hover. Come up, bend and hover. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now I'm going to hover, I'm going to extend my arms all the way, and I'm just going to bend in halfway and out. Halfway and out. Good. 5, 4, last 2, and last 1. Very nice job. All right. Take your headrest down if it's not already. We're going to do an exercise where we're just holding onto one side of the bar. So if you are using the roll down bar, you're going to unclip one side, put that side into the well. We'll get it later. So I've got my top of my rope on the top of the bar, and I'm going to bring my opposite foot forward onto the headrest. Okay, from here, I'm gonna take one hand on top of the bar, one hand to the bottom, and we're just doing a little rowing action. So imagine you are kneeling in a canoe and you're rowing that arm back. The upper body does a little bit of rotation towards the side that the bar is on. Nice, 4 more on this side. 3, use your abdominals, 2, and 1. Now we're gonna simply switch our hands out and go to the opposite side of the thigh, twisting over that front thigh. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Take both knees down. Turn to face me, or turn to face the side that the spring is attached, and grab onto your bar high and low. From here, we're gonna rotate, keeping the bar perpendicular to the floor and fairly close to the chest. We rotate and rotate. Inhale and exhale. Optionally, as you bring the bar closer to the foot bar, you can press the arms forward. Last 4. If you have that rope wrapped around a wooden dowel, you might need one hand above and below the loop so that it doesn't slide. And 1 more here. Come center. I'm going to hook up my other side, and we'll do those few options on the other side. So coming into our proposal position, opposite leg forward, one hand on top of the rope and one hand below. Row that arm back and front. It's like you're dipping the end of the bar into water. Last 4. Last 2. And 1. Same thing around the opposite thigh. Take your gaze to the bottom end of that dowel as you sweep it back. Last 4. And 2. And 1. Very nice. Carefully come to kneeling, facing the other direction. Bring your hands onto the bar, high and low, or wrapped around that center, and rotate. Option to add that press. Last 3. And 2. And 1. Very nice job. Okay, so for the last time, we're going to hook up both loops again. Then we're going to lay down on our side. So for me, I'd like my headrest up. I am going to stay on this one heavy spring, and I'm coming all the way down onto the headrest. Tricky. Top hand at the center of the bar. Legs extended long under the foot bar. And I'm going to bring the arms down, the arm down and up. I'm hovering my feet here. The other option is to keep both knees bent and the shins relaxed. Nice. Try to keep those hips stacked one on top of another. For 5, 4, the last 2, and 1. Bend the bottom knee. Take the top foot to the center of the bar. I'm going to externally rotate my knee and my toe so that it's inside the 2 straps, and then I'm simply going to press my foot forward and bend my knee in. I'm trying my best to keep my hips stacked, but for this exercise you might find that your top hip goes back a little bit, and that's okay. I just want you to feel in control of the hip placement, so don't just let it flop back, but control the amount that it is turning back. Nice. You can allow the knee come in fairly close to the shoulder, but I want you to think about keeping the top waistline nice and long so that you get a nice deep stretch in the hip as you bring the knee in. Last 4, 3, last 1. Now let's hold our leg long. And with control, lift the leg up to the ceiling. Feel that beautiful stretch, and then lower the leg back down. And again, lift and lower. Sometimes you might get a nice good hip pop in there. If that happened for you, congratulations. I'm not getting it today. Good, last 4, but it does still feel good. 3, and 1 more time. Nice. And now I'm going to allow my foot to come up as high as feels safe for me, and just take that really nice stretch. Trying to allow my hip to sink down and back now. Take a breath or 2 here. And then bring the foot forward, bend the knee, catch the bar in your hand, remove your foot with control, come back home, and we'll switch sides. So roll over, grab the bar in your top hand. Knees both bent, or both legs extended with the hips stacked. From here, we're just pressing the bar down to the outer hip and floating it back up again. Exhale and inhale. The last 4. Last 2. And 1. Bar goes down, bottom knee bends. Take your top foot onto the center of the bar. I like to use my arch here. From here, once your foot feels established, we're pressing the leg out and bending the knee in. Nice, last 4. And 1, hold the foot out away from the reformer and lift and lower. Sometimes my brain just stops working right in the middle of a session. Good, a few more here. Nice, let's do 3 more. And 1. And then if you'd like to take that nice stretch, bring your foot up to the ceiling with control. Work into that stretch, hip goes down and back. Hold here, breathing. Nice. And then bring the foot forward, bend the knee, take the bar into the hand, and carefully come up out of there. Good. Okay. Come up to seated. We are going to kneel facing the foot bar for a little moment. So holding onto the bar, this is tricky just to get into position, but your feet are going to be against your shoulder blocks, and that bar is going to go over your body like a seat belt. You're going to bring the bar around your waistline with the elbows and the hands on top. From here, the bar is going to come to the chest. We're going to reach the bar forward and in. So lots of options here. You can do this in high kneeling. You can do this in low kneeling. You could do this seated cross-legged, or you could be on the box. Nice. 4 more just like that. 3, 2, and 1. Now hold the arms out and lower them down and lift them up. Just to shoulder height. For 4. And 1. Now we're kind of going to combine those two. So you're going to bend, press out, lower the arms and bring them up to the chest. So almost like a big circle. Press, lower, bend and lift. Press, lower, bend and lift. Nice. 3, 2, and 1. Now we just have to reverse it. So bend, reach down towards your hips and scoop up. Bend, lower, and scoop up. Last 3, 2, and 1. Nice. We have 1 more exercise to go. So put that bar around your waistline, grab it narrow, a little narrower, and slide those ropes above your shoulders. From here, the bar comes directly to the forehead. We lean slightly into the wind and push that bar up and forward and bend. Nice. So you can bring the bar directly to the forehead, or if you'd like to, you can bring the bar behind the head and press forward and up. Again, you can do this in high kneeling. Good. 4 more here. I'm easing into the stretch of that tricep before I extend. 3, 2, and 1. Very nice job. All right, carefully, let's come out of there. I am going to put 1 medium spring back on my machine, so I'm on a heavy and a medium, and come back to laying down. So, find your way down onto your back. Try to keep hold of that dowel so you don't lose it behind you. And we're going to take our feet to the center of it. So headrest can be up for now, if you'd like. I'm going to bring the arches of my feet onto the center of the dowel in Pilates V. I'm going to give myself a little room between my shoulders and my shoulder blocks. Arms down by the sides. Bring your knees directly above your hips for this series. And now we're just pressing straight forward and bending back in. Bar parallel to the floor. Good. Nice. Keep the rest of the body nice and quiet as the legs move in and out. Find your breath. Last 4. Last 1, hold your legs long and lift them up towards the ceiling. Pause in your stretch, tailbone is heavy, and then bring those legs back forward. And again, lift and reach forward. Nice, last 3. And 1. Good. I'm going to bring my feet parallel to one another and bend my knees, almost like I'm in this narrow squat. Keeping the knees directly over the hips, I'm going to reach my toes up to my ceiling and then lower my long legs down. Again, bend the knees so they're directly over the hips. Thigh bones stay still, control the bar up to the ceiling, and then lower the bar forward. A few more here. Last 2. And 1. Nice. Now we're going to reverse it. So with the bar directly up to the ceiling, you're going to bend your knees, keeping your thigh bones nice and still, knees above the hips, and push forward. Then lift your long legs up and bend and push and lift and bend. So use those hamstrings and the glutes to pull the bar down an imaginary wall in front of you. Good, let's do 2 more. Nice. Take note of that hamstring feeling, that hamstring engagement. Last 1. Good. All right, bring your heels back together in Pilates V. If your headrest is lifted, please take it down and hold on to the pegs that are right by your shoulders. We are going to do short spine here. So if you know you don't want your pegs, put your arms down by your sides. I'm going to hold my pegs just for the first round. Bend your knees, press your legs forward, bring the bar up to the ceiling, lifting your hips up. And then find that hamstring engagement as you bring your heels closer to your glutes and roll the spine down. Pressing the legs forward again. Arms down by the sides as an option. Lift, bend, and lower. Press, lift, bend, and lower. Let's do 3 more. Press, lift. The last 2. And 1 more. Beautiful. Once the hips come down, catch that bar in the hands. Bring your feet onto your foot bar. We are going to come up to seated. You can take that bar down to the floor. Come on up. Inhale the arms up overhead. And exhale the elbows wide, lifting the sternum towards the ceiling. And 2 more here. Big inhale and exhale. And 1 more time. Big inhale and big exhale. And I thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you again. Please subscribe and share. As always, this channel is safe for all genders, all races, all religions. I hope you enjoyed that. Leave me a comment or a question down below and let me know what you thought. Let me know what you'd like to see next, and I will see you again soon. Thanks, guys.